Hey, what's up traders? Before you get into this video, we're running a contest for everybody who likes, comments, and to subscribe to my channel. We're gonna choose a winner at the end of the month, give you free access to my training academy, or if you're already a member of the academy, then a free strategy session with me, 30-minute phone call, get ironed out whatever part of your trading game you need help with. And so like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna choose a winner at the end of the month, and enjoy the video. Thanks for your support. Peace. Hey, what's up traders? Thanks for tuning in to the new edition of a whiteboard video here. My name's Clay. I own Ronin Forex, also known as Ronin to the people in my group. So we've had a bunch of people join recently, which is awesome. Like the way it kind of works with the group, everything kind of happens in waves, and we have a bunch of new traders, which is amazing. So the people that see this on YouTube, even if you're not in my group, like this will definitely apply to you. And even if you're not a beginner, I think you can definitely get a lot out of this video for sure. I guarantee it, actually. So here are some tips though, something to always remember, so especially if you're new into my group, one of the things that is in the beginner part of the training, first of all, do the training. You have to train, you have to practice the art of learning how to do this. But if you do go through, as soon as you do, one of the first videos you'll see is I'm talking about moving your stop loss to entry point. And I typically do this around 20 pips. 20 pips is a good marker. It's enough room to where, the market doesn't just go up. Rarely, it just doesn't just go up or go down. It moves, and it oscillates back and forth and back and forth. So 20 is a good range. And, so when I send my signals, that's why I have the different TP markers, not necessarily because you're opening multiple positions. You can do that. That's more of an advanced strategy. I really would really highly recommend that, say if there's an AUDJPY trade setup that's sent out, you take that and you just open one position. And with that position, say we get into profit 20 pips, there you would want to move your stop loss to your entry point and start to take partial profit. So if it's, if it's 0.10 micro lot trade, take 0.3 off the table, or 0.4. And then you have, once you hit that second target, 40 pips, go ahead and take 0.2 off. And then, leave the rest, let it run, or do it however you want to feel it out. Everybody has their own style of trading. But if you just limit it down to one trade at a time, it's going to make it much less complex. And for anybody that's that's starting out, or even for me recently, I've taken my own trading to a lot less pairs and really trying to make it less complex, because it's so easy to have more. You put a UJ trade on, then you have a GU trade on, and then you have a gold trade on, and next thing you know, it becomes overwhelming and hard to manage. So if you're trading live, and especially if you're trading live, but trading a demo, you want to do this over and over and over again, so you can simulate. This becomes just second nature habit. So moving your stop loss to entry is huge. Remember to do that. Even if it's not a live account, do it on a demo account to get into the habit of doing that. Secondly, I did a video previously on this recently, but use the signals. The signals, I like to call them trade setups, because they're more setups that you take and you use them as learning tools. Because ultimately, you have to take responsibility for your own trading, for your own trades. Like, at the end of the day, you are the one that's pressing the buy button, and you're the one pressing the sell button. Okay, so everything's just a suggestion. There's a lot of influences out there, but this goes beyond trading. But taking responsibility for everything that happens in your life will completely transform your life. I'll say that one more time. Taking responsibility for everything in your life will begin to transform your life. It will get you out of the victim mentality, the victim consciousness, into more power identity, a power conscious, you know. And if it's like, hey, I just followed your trade, your signal, or whatever, you know, and it's your fault. Look, you're the one pressing the buy button. So this is why you want to use the setups. Use them as tools. So then you get it. Say it's a buy for Euro USD. You take it, and then you're like, okay, what's going on here? Let me try to decode this. Let me figure this out. Okay, there's a trend line here. That makes sense. You know, oh, I see we're at support here. It looks like we're about to bounce, and we're at a nice dip here at the 38.2% retracement. That's a pretty good scenario. I would probably, you know, potentially take that trade. But the thing is, you got to make the decision for yourself if it fits your own criteria. So, you know, as a beginner, you're like, man, you're telling me what to do, and so I'm doing it. That's great, and that's why we're trading on a demo account. If you're still at that level, you know, trade on your demo account, because then as you are taking those trade setups, you're going through the training, you are using the trade setups as examples to help you learn faster. And that's what they're for. So you're not just like, you know, shooting fish in a barrel in the dark, not knowing what to do. So using the signals as examples to learn, and like a sample of this is how you do it. Because if you're in my group, you know I'm sending out my charts with the trades, sending out analysis. I'm doing analysis videos. If you're in the chat room, I'm talking about the market sentiment, you know, all day, and along with the other great traders that are in there. And I would really, really encourage you to get involved in the chat room. You know, break the silence if you've been there and you've been like lurking in the back and just watching things happen. And you know, I understand that 100%. But you know, maybe if you do see something in the market that maybe nobody's talking about, or you know, nobody's paying attention to GBP NZD, the pound Kiwi, and you see a nice reversal, you know, throw it out there, and it will just help you get more comfortable. The community's great. So you're using the signals to learn, you're using the community, moving your stop loss to entry. That's huge. Now, and this goes with using signals to learn. I was just talking about it. The next thing is you have to study. You have to continually learn. I'm always learning. I'm always doing research. I'm always back testing, and I'm thinking about new strategies and how I can be profitable at the end of the day. And you know, you should definitely be doing that too. Every trader, anybody that makes it longer than 6 months, is because they actually put the time to study it. You got to be real with yourself about what it is we're doing. You know, the smartest minds in the world from MIT and Boston College and Cambridge and stuff, you know, they're working on Wall Street and working at hedge funds, and they're just trying to get a better price than you are. That's all we're doing. We are trying to say, as gold for an example, we're trying to buy gold at a better price than the other guy or girl. We're trying to sell it at a higher price and in order to get more money than that guy or girl over there, right? So all we're trying to do is get a better price on whatever it is that we're buying or selling. So studying and back test is crucial. I get it 100% that everybody's got other jobs and stuff to do, and families and stuff too. So, you know, schedule it out. Writing a schedule is huge. And, you know, if you can only do it 30 minutes a day, that's way better than not doing it at all. Because if you don't do it at all, you're not going to be successful. I mean, I can't be more straightforward than that. But, you know, you have to put the effort into it. And you know, anybody I think that's where I differ a lot from a lot of the people out there, is that you know, I'll be straight up with you. You have to put the effort in anything you do in order to get a return. So you got to put the effort out there. But you know, the great thing about our group is that you know, all the tools are there. My training is there. Our community's there. And it's just an incubator to make you successful a lot faster than just trying to figure it out on your own. That is for sure. So next, learn news, podcasts, Twitter. And so what I mean by that is that learning how to trade is like, it's like learning another language. It really, really is. You know, there's certain terms, terminology. You know, you can read a news article and say the Wall Street Journal and it just sounds like gibberish, right? I remember when I first started, I was like, man, what is going on here? But what I did and what I highly recommend that you do is that one of the most beautiful things about the time we live in is that information is everywhere. So, you know, you could be in your car, you could be listening to trading podcasts. And, you know, if you're just trying to learn how to Forex, you know, it could be about trading options or it could be trading equities or bonds or something like that. But you need to learn the lingo, right? And so just like if you're going to, you know, learn Spanish, if you went to Colombia and it was just everywhere and you're listening to Spanish all the time, you're going to learn it. And you're going to learn it a lot faster than just like, you know, taking a class here in the United States. So that's what you need to simulate as far as learning how to trade. And so podcasts. One of my personal favorite trading podcasts is Chat with Traders. I'm not getting any kickback or affiliate thing for sharing this. It's just, you know, if you listen to this podcast, you will become a better trader. So Chat with Traders. It's an amazing that he talks and interviews just legends of the trading world. You know, so some of the greatest minds. So listening to podcasts like Chat with Traders, following news articles. You know, most of us have iPhones or Samsungs. So you can follow, you know, news articles and start following ones in Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, you know, investing.com. And so then you can start to, you know, you don't have to, unless you have a lot of time, you don't have to read every single article. But if you have your notifications on, this is what I do. So I end up with a ton of notifications. It's kind of annoying. But, you know, I get like Bloomberg alerts. I get, you know, investing.com alerts. And so this is just a constant stream of market stuff. And so the market's going on all the time. It can be a little stressful for sure. And on the weekends, I'm like, God, thank God, a break. But the thing is, I'm just trying to get an edge. All we're trying to do is get an edge in the market so we can come out with profits. So, you know, just inundating yourself with good news. I'm not like CNN and Fox News and like these big like entertainment news things. So like, you know, more specific trading articles from traders that you respect. And this was in a video I shot not too long ago, and I was talking about Twitter. So you can if you want to do this, it'll be a shortcut for you. Go to my Twitter, go to the people that I follow, and there's in my opinion, follow some really good trading people that are pretty objective, that'll give you a great view of the market. So it's just like my Instagram at Ronin Forex Group. And you can do that. You don't have to follow me if you don't want to, but I do post some good stuff that I think is relevant as well. And, you know, retweeting stuff that has to go on throughout the day. So just to recap, just always remember, move your stop loss to entry. Because if it comes down and you're in profit and you take half of the partial profits and leave it, and it goes back and hits your stop loss at entry, you didn't lose, right? And so that's fine. There is always another trade. I say this probably 100 times in my training, and so like, you know, people that watch this that are in my group probably knew what I was going to say there, but there is always another trade. So, you know, if you get knocked out, it's cool. There's going to be another opportunity in the market. Use the signals, the trade setups, use them as tools to help you learn. Use them as examples to help you learn. Study. You have to study. And inundate yourself with news, podcasts, Twitter. If you want to be successful doing this and want to change your life, and I know you do, especially if you made it 15 minutes into this video, then if you watched it this far, you actually want this thing. So just get as much information as you possibly can. And lastly, I talk about this in the training a lot. Play the long game. Sorry, this is the reflection of the light. Somebody, and I think it was Dennis, thanks Dennis, from Germany, said there's a paranormal activity on my whiteboard. So I wish it was that cool, it's just a light. But play the long game, okay? So what I mean by that is that trading is a long-term thing. It's easy in this Instagram world to be like, to see the Lamborghinis and to see all that stuff. You got to realize a lot of that's not necessarily what it appears to be. And secondly, trading doesn't work that way. You might get lucky every now and then. And, if you've been around long enough, you have. But the thing is that it's about not thinking about what happens at the end of the day. First, you need to do that, but knowing that I'm going to be in this tomorrow. I'm in this for the week. I'm in this for the month. I'm in this for the quarter. I'm in this thing for good. This is what's happening. I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to figure this out. So playing the long game, if you can't get too wrapped up in just one trade. And if you are, you're probably over leveraging. You're probably going too big. If you're just sitting there watching this one trade, and we all do it for sure. But if you're just sitting there watching it, sweating, all that stuff, and man, trading's a crazy thing because we feel all of the emotions that probably is possible for a human being. So when you're just focused on one trade, it can be quite miserable. If you play the long game knowing that, okay, so I'm doing everything I can here, I haven't over leveraged, my risk is right, and whatever happens, we're going on to the next trade, just like I said. And that I'm in this, you got to think about it as it's a marathon, man. It's not a sprint. I hate to use like a kind of a cliche there, but trading is 100% a marathon and not a sprint. So knowing that, I'm in this thing. So if you're new to my group, and you're a beginner, know that it's going to take a while to go through the training to get where you are confident. I mean, the journey is absolutely worth it, though. Don't get me wrong. But playing the long game, knowing that this is what's happening now. I can do this. I will do this, and be realistic with yourself. Just be honest with yourself about what it's going to take. And I'm going to tell you straight up that it's for the people that are dedicated, for sure. So I want you to be dedicated, and I want you to be. I try to make it as not easy for everybody, but I try to make it as welcoming. I try to make it as simple. I try to make it as inviting, and but knowing that it's on you at the end of the day to get in the market and really do your best out there. And these are some of the things that are going to help that process. Listening to podcasts, news, studying, using the signal setups and the trades to learn. So those are some few things, just tips for anybody that's a beginner out there. And just get that stop loss to entry, man. We don't want unnecessary losses. You need to protect the capital that you can in your account. So I hope you found this video helpful. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. We're doing a contest now, as you saw at the start. So man, I would really appreciate that. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the chat room. Peace, everyone. Adios.